Ladies and gentlemen, SuckItUpUSA.com presents Suck It Up MMA Live. No excuses, no quit. With your hosts, positioned firmly in front of the control board, and out of the red corner, Tom McManus! Across the desk, and out of the blue corner, Larry the Professor Sheely!
Here we are at MMA Live, and very excited to be here. Lawson McClure will be our guest. He's out of the Hardcore Gym in Athens, Georgia. That's Rory and Adam Singer's gym, whom we've had on this show. Lawson is 7-2 and is the GFC featherweight champion. Lawson, are you there? Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon. How are you doing today?
We are doing great, Lawson. Tom McManus here, along with the Professor Larry Sheely. Welcome to MMA Live.
Thank you. It's great to be here. I love being on the radio and talking. It's great.
Well, talking about a sport that's awesome. I mean, it does help you. It helps that you're involved in such a fast-rising, has been growing like crazy, exciting type of sports. So that makes it a little bit easy for you.
It does. It makes it very easy for me. They have that saying, anybody can be tall if you stand on the shoulders of giants, and I really feel that's the way MMA is. Every generation just keeps building and building on the experiences of all these great past fighters, and just breeding this new breed of just killers every year. John Jones is just a great example. Young guy who's been doing nothing but MMA. Didn't really. I mean, he college wrestled and stuff like that in order to prepare himself mentally, but he really is that new breed of striker and wrestler, just the complete package.
You got me thinking, as I always do, I'm an improv radio host, Lawson, so bear with me, but you think MMA would ever get into high school competition? Is that possible down the road, Larry?
I would say nothing is impossible,
yeah.
But at the rate that they're dropping sports due to the budgets, true. I would say that would be way on the part.
Yeah, especially here in Jacksonville,
we just lost.
Florida.
They're trying to push wrestling out. So
no, absolutely.
So that'd be a tough
well,
sell.
Back to your point. I mean, it's kids these days, athletes these days. It is a viable option to go after an MMA career, Lawson, as you're in the thick of it.
I do believe so. I mean, whether that's your eventual goal or that's just what happens with your pursuit of, say, another sport like, jiu-jitsu or wrestling, I think that it's very easy, especially these days with all these great schools, like our school, Athens Fitness and MMA in Athens, Georgia.
Which is also known as the Hardcore Gym.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, there you go. The Singer brothers. There you go.
MMA. But, we have, a UFC vet teaching teens how to do mixed martial arts, So, I'm seeing firsthand these kids evolve, and I'm watching them, and these kids are, 13 or 14. Some of them wrestle in high school, but I'm watching them throw incredible kickboxing combinations, throwing complex moves on the ground, and I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, God help me in, 3 or 4 years when these kids want to get into the sport professionally, because I'm going to be in trouble.
Lawson, how'd you get bit by the bug, man? Was it from day one? How did you get introduced to mixed martial arts?
Well, it's funny, but I've been doing this for about 8 years now, in total, since my very start. I'm only 27 now, so I'm still fairly young.
Yeah.
But I started as a wrestler. I watched the UFC tapes, and it really hooked me, but at the time, there wasn't really anything that I could find around me that I wanted to get into. And then I moved to South Carolina, and I found a gym that advertised itself as doing, jiu-jitsu, wrestling, kickboxing, and I was like, let's give this a shot. So I took my little brothers in one day. I, went in for one grappling session, and I was doing great. I was taking everybody down, but every time I would hit the ground, I would fall into an armbar, fall into a triangle or a guillotine. I was like, what the heck is going on? I got to figure this out. And that was it for me, After that, I just dove into it head first.
So you started in South Carolina. What took you over to the Hardcore Gym?
I was without a gym for about a year. My gym in South Carolina moved to Savannah, Georgia, and I stayed with my family. And a good friend of mine, told me, he's like, listen, if you're really serious about doing this, then you need to get to Athens, Georgia. Just go there for a week, try it out, see what you think. And I came here, and, you know, it was basically a bunch of big, sweaty guys in a garage beating the heck out of each other. That the sense of family and camaraderie that they gave me, that they actually cared about me and the sport, made me want to move here. And that was 3 years ago.
That's
how much of a goal is it, Lawson? I know what has Rory and Adam put on the reality show, about 10 fighters? Is that what you told me, Larry, the other day?
There's a bunch of them,
right? Is that always sitting there? I mean, that's got to be a nice incentive too. If you pull your weight and show your worth, maybe you get a chance on the on that big show, and who knows where it goes from there.
Absolutely, that's always a goal.
Yeah.
You know, my good friend John Coper's on the Ultimate Fighter this season. He was actually my first professional loss, but now we're good friends and we train together. And, you know, other than me or Jared Burke, I can't think of any other guys at my gym that really belong on that show as much as John. You know, but that's part of the goal, you know. Yeah, you want to get on the Ultimate Fighter, you want to get that exposure and get in through the door, but there's also something to be said about, you know, working your way up through each level of professionalism until you get to the big show, you know. Working your way through the minors, so to speak, until you hit the big leagues.
Absolutely. So, Lawson, what's your number one attack in MMA? What's your go-to?
The punch to the face is really
right, that's effective, I guess, huh?
Yeah, great. You know, you got to keep it simple. If you overcomplicate it with, like, you know, like, oh, I love the spinning back kick and all that, you know.
Yeah.
The truth is, none of that stuff works if you can't land your jab, so.
Right. How about kicking? Do you bring any roundhouse or anything like that to the game if need be?
Oh, yeah. I throw kicks, I throw knees. I've actually been working with a third-degree Taekwondo black belt.
Nice. On
side kicks, spinning back kicks, you know, just really adding to my arsenal and growing as a fighter. You know, it doesn't work if you don't try it. You know, if there's one thing that MMA has shown over the past couple of years is that you can't say something doesn't work. If you don't try it in the gym, if you don't try it in the fight, then of course it's not going to work. But if you practice anything and you make it work in the gym, there's nothing you can't do.
Lawson McClure here with us. He's 7-2, GFC featherweight champion out of the Hardcore Gym. That's Rory and Adam Singer's gym up in Athens, Georgia. Your 2 fights last year, both wins, both TKOs. The first one in April was a doctor stoppage. What was that? What's all about there? A little bit too much bleeding, or what'd you do to the guy?
I was having a really tough fight with John Quiros. You know, I came out back to the corner after the second round, and I could feel him flagging. The guys looked at me and they said, "You need to put him out. We're not sure if you won the past couple rounds. You need to knock him out." Came out. He went for a takedown right away. I stuffed his takedown, came right up into the tie clinch. And I started kneeing the heck out of him. You know, I hit him with about 6 knees in a row. And the last one was a left knee that split his forehead wide open. We hit the ground. We rolled around for a little bit, but then we went under the ropes. The referee, Blake Rice, stopped it and stood us back up. He took a look at John, and he said, you know, come here to the doctor. The doctor looked at it, and that was it. It was the gash was pretty much from the middle of his forehead all the way to the left side. It was a pretty bad one.
Wow, we've had Blake Rice on this show, so that's great, man. I tell you, hearing a bunch of familiar names.
A great referee.
How about this year? Have you had any fights? What do you got upcoming, Lawson?
This weekend, I'm actually going to be fighting Rand Weathers at Wild Bill's.
All right.
As the main event.
Very nice.
What's Rand Weathers' record? What kind of fighter is he? What can you expect from him?
I actually fought Rand about a year and a half ago before I won my title, and I beat him by decision. But Rand is an extremely tough opponent. I know he's going to be there to fight. I couldn't put him away last time. I'm going to try my best to do it this time, but I know he's a tough guy. He's well-rounded. So I'm looking to impose my will on him, really, and just make it my fight.
What's Wild Bill's like? We've never been up there. We're actually going to go to UFC 145. Check out John Bones Jones and Rashad Evans and the rest of that great card with the Suck It Up crew. But I see Wild Bill's a lot, Lawson. What's that like? What's the atmosphere like when you fight there?
Wild Bill's, it's electric. you pack about 2,000 people in there. The ring is right in the center of the floor. Spotlight right on it. It's a short walkout, but like you can hear and see everybody. It really gets packed full of energy when you get everybody in there. It's a great venue. Everybody's positive, and the Atlanta fight community overall is just super, super supportive of everybody. So it's just, it's a really, really, really good energy.
That's fantastic. And that's next Saturday or this Saturday coming up?
This Saturday, sir.
All right, Lawson. Good luck with that, man. Get to 8-2 and keep that great pro record going. And I love asking this question. I played in the NFL. I know what it was like to dream in football. What is the ultimate dream for Lawson McClure when it comes to your mixed martial arts career?
For my MMA career, I look to be in the UFC. I look to someday, fight my way up through the ranks, and hey, get that title shot. That's the dream. If I just get, into the octagon once, that'll be, step one. That's the short-term goal. Long-term, make it to the main event of a UFC.
That's fantastic. I love it, man. No excuses and no quit. That's what I love about you guys, man, and girls. You're wired that way. You put it all on you, and that's what Suck It Up's all about. So you're putting your championship belt on the line this Saturday.
Originally, it was supposed to be for my championship belt, but my original opponent, Joel Moore, was injured, so they switched it to a non-title rematch.
Okay.
Because Rand took the fight on short notice, thankfully, so I could still get a fight.
Okay, good. Very good.
Well, that's a way to step up for Rand. That's
absolutely
good. Well said. Hey, when's weigh-in for you? Tomorrow?
Yes, sir. The weigh-in is tomorrow evening.
So are you kind of pissy right now, a little hungry? Want to go?
Oh, yeah. I'm super hungry. I got a little meal in before. I got a workout in earlier, but I'm starving. Greens and chicken don't really cut it when you're starving for carbs.
Well, you know what, Lawson, you could always just go work the door at the All Good Lounge, man, and throw some people around.
That's right. Get a little workout this evening as well. Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
There you go.
Lawson, I mentioned that to Tom, that was that kind of brings back
training.
memories for Tom.
Damn right, man. I love bouncing. That was awesome. You kidding me? Get to throw people around, not get in trouble. It's awesome. All right.
You get to practice some good stuff occasionally.
Yeah, I bet.
Hey, Lawson, let me tell you, Rory and Adam, good friends. I like the guys, and they're good. But I tell you what, there's some characters, aren't they? Those two?
There's some extremely funny characters, but they're super knowledgeable, and like I wouldn't really want to have my career in anybody else's hands. They've been there, they've done that, they've made champions. Rory's fought, at the highest level.
Absolutely.
It's just they're a great duo together. They both have a great energy. They both have completely different personalities, but that's what really makes the school work, I think.
No, I'm in total agreement there, and they also get it. I mean, they put fighters on here. They understand the fight game from start to finish, and I'm very impressed with them. And I'm also very impressed with the guys they're putting in front of us. A bunch of winners, and hats off to you, man.
Yeah.
Knock them naked this weekend, man. Have a good fight, all right?
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Hey, Lawson, thanks for joining us on MMA Live, man. You sound like a great dude, and all the best chasing that dream, man. Get it done.
Thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, that was great. Fantastic stuff. Lawson McClure, he is the GFC featherweight champion out of the Hardcore Gym in Athens, Georgia, and the All Good Lounge.
The All Good Lounge. I mean, you got to love a guy who bounces at the All Good.
Exactly. It's all good at the All
Good. That's right.
It's all good. I'm going to kick your ass if you don't leave.
Yeah.
It's all good.
And you know that these clowns, who's this little guy? 145 pounds, probably walks at 160.
Yeah.
Not a big guy, and all of a sudden
5'9".
Just
flying knee to your forehead. Enjoy that one. I hope you really enjoy it as you don't even see it coming.
We call that the head splitter at home. Yes, sir.
Exactly.
This has been a production of SuckItUpUSA.com and EIGProductions.com. Heard exclusively on the Suck It Up Radio Network.